Hi everyone, so today I'll be explaining my Pokedex project and how I made it. So here we can see we have this PokeApi website, which is a RESTful API, open source, and was created by Paul Hallett and some other contributors. So you can see here that we have this URL, which is an endpoint, a URL that we use to find the information we wanted. So for example, number 1 in Pokedex would be Bulbasaur, but you can also find the Pokemon by name, for example, Tito. And yeah, once we search by this information, we can see here loads of data, such as abilities, forms, moves, name, sprites, stats, and other things. So what I had to do, the first thing was to select just the data I wanted and fetch it to a service that would introduce this to a database of my option. In the case it was MySQL. So here we have the service they want to use to fetch the data from the API and introduce this data to a database, the MySQL. So here you can see we had the total of 898 Pokemons in the API, and I had to take this information from each one of them. So you can see I used another file to fetch the data. I used the request library, which is really simple. I just had to use the request.get and put there the URL with the information I wanted, and then just take it. Pretty much that. But sometimes there was more difficult to do that because not every item was a single unit. So for example, if you take here evolution, so in evolution there was more than one evolution for each Pokemon. So it's not that simple to take this information from. So there are loads of things I had to go over, and it took me a long time to do that. But in the end, yeah, it was just about some effort, and after that I got it. So yeah, with all the information here, I just needed to generate the lines of codes to the SQL database. I kind of made a self template for that, and here you can see that I'm generating the Pokemon script part 1 file, and is this one here. So you can see here I have exactly 898 Pokemons, or 898 lines of code. So now, after getting all the generated lines from my database, I just had to copy and paste here. So for example, in the Pokemon table, you can see here there is all the Pokemons and the data that I decided to take from the API. So yeah, it worked pretty well, my script. The only problem was that some of the data, it had more than one unit. So for example, every Pokemon pretty much has an evolution. Well, not everyone, but some of them have. And like I have one row for one Pokemon, so I can't add more than one evolution to a Pokemon. And some Pokemons that they have more than one evolution. So what I had to do was to make another table, because this is how MySQL works. It's a relationship method. So for Pokemon, I related with evolution. So here you can see that I made a relationship between Pokemon and its evolution. So for example, number 1 was Bulbasaur, and it evolves to number 2. And then number 2 evolves to, well, it came from number 1, so it's an evolution. And it's fair to list it. And number 2 goes to number 3 as well. and number 3 comes from number 2. So this Pokemon here has only 3 evolutions, and it needed 4 rows for doing that. So that's why I had to create another table. And for moves, it's the same thing. Every Pokemon has pretty much 7 moves, so I decided to make it short and I just picked 4. But yeah, it's the same relationship. We call many-to-many relationship. And now you're gonna see how we can work with it in Java. So here you can see my Pokedex project in IntelliJ. And I decided to use as a data accessor a Spring Data GPA because it's very straightforward and it deals very well with simple data. So that's why I chose this one. And here you can see the implementation of Hibernate that pretty much maps every field from the entity class to the columns of the database. So for example, in the table Pokemon, here are the columns, and I put here exactly the same fields. So it can be mapped direct to the database. Here you can see that it's an element collection because, as I mentioned before, you can use an array in a table in MySQL. So what I had to do is to join columns, and this is the process to do that. And here as well is a many-to-many relationship. Is to take the evolutions, so it's pretty much taking the join columns and having to display them. So this was the entity. Here you can see the interface, the Pokemon repository. Here is where we specify the methods and the things we want to find. So for example, if I want to find a Pokemon by its ID, I just gonna use this method here. It's an abstract method, of course, because it is in the interface. So you can see here that I can find all the Pokemons and make it pageable. So I can decide how many are gonna be displayed in one page and other characteristics as I wish. I can also find the name of the Pokemon by using its ID, or find a Pokemon by name. It's pretty much that. You can see here that I have 2 DTO classes, which are pretty much a class that will display the information in the manner I want. So for example, I have in the entity here, Pokemon, I have the set of Pokemon and its evolution, but every Pokemon will have all this data here displayed, but I want to display just some little information in the evolution when it appears. So I use DTO to only display the information. I believe it's better. But to convert a class to DTO, we have to use a mapper. So you can see here a configuration class that I made the being ModelMapper. And with the ModelMapper, you can pretty much map a normal class to a DTO class and display the information you want. You can see here in the Pokemon service, I had to use ModelMapper. So we could take the page Pokemon DTO object and make a Pokemon DTO. It was just a regular Pokemon, and I can return now a Pokemon DTO with ModelMapper. And it's a different process to the other methods, but the approach is the same, even being different. So to wrap up, you can see here in Pokemon controller, it's my REST controller class, and here you can see that these are my endpoints. You can see that I can list all the Pokemon in a pageable manner. I can get the Pokemon by ID. I can get Pokemon name and I can get Pokemon by name. So let's make a demonstration to show how it works. So here we are using Postman, which is a really good manner to view or to analyze the JSON files. So let's type here our URL. You can see here that I already have it saved. So if I only search by Pokedex, it's gonna display me all the 898 Pokemons. So, and all the information that was in the entity class. You can see here the information, the evolve column, and the move column with the elements. We can also search by ID. You can see ID number 1 Bulbasaur. And you can see that the evolution don't display all the data as this one here, but only the 4 data that I decided in the Pokemon DTO and evolution DTO. We can also search by name, for example, Charmander. You can see here, Charmander. And that's it. That's my project. And thanks for watching.